RLB ILE.
We have approve previous. Do you have any? Brian, do you have anything about the previous meeting minutes? Awesome. Then we will approve the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Open public comments. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes per person.
There was a fishing derby at the lake, and there was a engine put in some money to buy stickers and things like that so we could pass out to kids when they were in various call for. And I would just maybe encourage that to happen. I don't know what kind of support PR with the kids and their family and so forth like that. So that's my first comment. Could I have?
Yeah, you got 3 minutes.
All right, I got 3
You got like
minutes.
a minute. I got a minute left.
Okay. I was helping my aunt this morning. Our billing comes out of there as well. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if there's more than one places where the billing is. But that the billing people gave to me as I was trying to help my aunt out today. And I think we finally got things straightened around, but they hung up on me once, which is so I don't know if there's other service around or if they have the lock on it. But I thought that's important, public service, because that comes back then to the fire district. You know, if there's some issue there with the. So.
Thank you for sharing. Oh, yeah.
Public service, and that's the first time I've heard anything about it. Maybe I don't know.
Well, we might not be using the same service as well, so we
need the company name.
More than welcome to call the chief during business hours, and he can share the company with him and follow up that way.
Yeah,
That sound good?
I can get that for you, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be Thank you.
Yep. Any other public comments?
Yeah, I might be getting ahead of the agenda a little bit, but Chris Roby, local 2694 president, just wanted to welcome the new employees aboard. President, look forward to working with you guys to.
Other public comments? All right. Table payroll. Any discussion around that?
No.
All right. Don't need a motion there. All right. Discussion items: new employee introductions, oaths, and badge presentations.
Donna Harth. She'll be our right now training the words people. Our other You gotta come up front. You can be over here so you can see the.
All right. Constitution. County for the district. Colleagues and descendants. I will constantly strive to achieve the objectives and ideals that the fire service deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter. And I will at all times respect the property and rights of all individuals, both the residents I serve and the personnel with whom I serve. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and these promises. Thank you.
Tried to convince them all last week that he had to memorize it, but he wasn't going
That did. Something would fall out.
Of course. All right, any other, please? No? All right, draft policies, 208.
This is just the first read. It's updating to the waivers as you guys directed with SNR's language.
Okay. No, I would move the policy,
I have a couple of questions there. Is my audio coming through okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
go for it.
Chief, you and I traded a few emails about being, and my concern, make it sound heavy-handed in doing that. 3.2 kind of that. To take a look at.
I caught about half of that.
It was what that is. It's letters sound like when it's referred to collections, and how does that
Okay.
sound? That's what I'm saying.
I guess
Trying
what
to
I
get
missed is the context of his question.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to know how it sounded. Does it sound heavy-handed when you
Okay.
send it out? He wants to see the letter that it sent that says that.
So, and we don't have that information yet. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah.
Forward it to you and the other commissioners.
That would be great, thanks.
So we will just wait to make a motion on that till the following meeting, and we'll add it to action items for next meeting. Data IL.
Sal County, it's mainly for our data. It's for them to be able to do our data each month and each year instead of using HR and IT. We don't use it very often, but just to have a backstop that we can access their HR and IT if we have questions about something weird or unique or whatever. IT people say they want us to buy this new, what is something that we should do or shouldn't do. If they need to do makeup days for the live burn, they still do their main live burns in. Cost, no cost to LA.
I don't have any.
It looks straightforward to me. Brian, do you have any comments or concerns?
Good.
All right.
Good. All right, well, I'll move to,
Have the chief sign the ALA.
yep, sign as written.
All right, I'll
And review, the committee felt there was only 4 that were worth, or that were qualified enough to get job offers. We did that. So we're down to 2. We have the potential of doing a big hiring in the fall for either the safer or the staffer. And if we do that, no capacity. We have ability because of the uniqueness of what we've been doing that we could hire some full-timers. Part-timers back in there and keep the part-time program hopefully up. Take 4 from 4. We just and then that frees up spots in the fall for part-timers.
Chief Hopkinson about Skyping qualified employees away from us, so it's advantageous to us.
And I'll just issue Chief Hopkinson and Chief Oz.
any discussion?
I agree with the plan.
I have a question. My name is Nate. Training. Knowing that with the who've gone through this,
the have no idea if we could even get a spot, which I doubt, in the Washington State. So the whole academy, because of the CBA, we have 2 academies that count. some other time. It's a
Discussion for another
yeah,
day.
that's another cost item that we'd have.
To adopt a hiring plan as presented.
I'll move to adopt as presented.
I'll second that motion.
We've been looking at this for a while, trying to get some information. It's I've been trying to work either spend 50,000 to set up costs and 50,000 a year after that, or I told them that was a little bit high because the setup is basically the same. There is no work for them really now that Surfer set up. We tried to work with Surfer splitting that, and it just wasn't working. But Dark Horse was willing to say, okay, we'll waive the fee since they also agree. But they want then a 28,000 a year fee, but a guaranteed 5 years. So we're out. It's a pretty big chunk of money. You know, it's either 150,000 guaranteed or 100,000 guaranteed. So we're just trying to get some more information. Of course, to be able to get. Hopefully, I'm going to get a tutorial from them, but the idea is maybe I can get a guest user log on for their platform so that I can use it and I can show you. So it's just really giving you the first breath of information. I don't think we need to jump on this like super quick. So hopefully I'll get more information by the next meeting and we can keep working our way into, is this going to be worth the cost? I can't tell you right now if it is or isn't. I mean, it might be worth twice the cost and it might not be worth anything, just not enough information for me to give you a thumbs up on $100,000 to $150,000 layout.
Question for you. Why did guy kind of going in on it with Surfer not work? I actually was speaking with Commissioner Waugh, and he kind of like had made mention of this last meeting that we had.
So
That we
the problem is Chief Messer, at least through Dark Horse, said basically they're going to decide how they set it up, and we will have no say in how what comes out and what comes in. So set up, which isn't a change, and then it's how like they can tweak it how it comes to us any way they want. And the thing that I got from Dark Horse and Chief Messer was, we're going to decide, and you're just stuck with it. And that's why Dark Horse said, fine, we'll waive the fee, and then it'll be yours to make it look like you want.
Okay, so if their commissioners think it's a good idea, and we think that it's a good idea that we work on it.
Well, I honestly don't know if we even can. Like, it might. It was taking a long time to get any conversation back and forth, and that's why I just said, Chad, like, how do you do it? And so basically, he gave us, because what it was going to be if we went with Serper was going to be for 5 years, and we're still sharing all the same data because all the data comes from CAD and all that. So we'll be seeing the same data from each other, and they said that. So as long, and Server was willing to do that. So as long as we say, so we'll see all each other's ESO data, CAD data, and that's why they would waive the setup fee, because that's all going into their system already. They don't have to do anything, and even our data is going in because it's. And so the data is still the same. So we'll be seeing the same results. It might just look differently because we want to look at something different.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
We could save money.
And that's what I say. So we really can't save money.
Right.
And that's why we're not really like
And we're not getting exactly what we want as well.
Exactly. And if we both do a plot on Dark Horse, how, where would a station look like? We should get the same, we will get the same results because it's pulling from the same data. And so that's why I went that way. It was just easier to not have an extra layer of there. But still, even if we went with Surfer, I would still not be able to tell you if it's worth, because it's still going to be the same amount over the 5 years. So basically what Chad did was just took the setup fee and he gave us the surfer deal in a different way. Let's put it that way.
All right. But there'll be more discussions on that.
Yes.
Before we need the motion.
Correct.
All right. Any questions, commissioners, at this point? All righty. Action items, final.
That's from me, thank you.
All right. Action items, final policy 202, purchasing, and 101, policy statements.
These are pretty much what you saw last meeting, just formatted into our formats. Some addendums on the policy, 202.
Any discussion around that?
For me, I move we adopt and vote.
All right. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye.
This is Jason's, he's not here.
Okay.
Whitney, I was gonna say Whitney could probably speak to it better than I can.
All right.
Yeah, with the addition of the fourth engine, so we now, fifth engine, so we now have five engines total that we need to supply with fire hose. Sorry, thanks, my math is not great. But, we are short 2.5-inch hose to supply all 5 engines. Last year, through the operations committee, we have begun to transition our attack packages for our fire hose. So last year we made a big order of 1 3/4 and low pressure nozzles, so down to 50 psi nozzles. And the next transition in that attack package is 2 1/4 hose. So being short 2.5-inch hose right now, we were in a situation to supply all 5 engines that we would have to either order 600 feet of 2.5-inch hose, which we're trying to transition away from, or make this purchase of 2 1/4 hose to in-service engines with the 2 1/4.
And Chief Hodgkinson was able to move around his priorities in his line item. So this will be still coming out of his fire tools line item. He'll just have.
Awesome. So we will not need a motion because it's part of the budget. correct?
No, it was still because you haven't approved this because it's different than the line item, what we told you we were gonna buy.
All right. That total cost was $11,664.
I believe so. Does that sound right, Whitney?
Yeah, I believe so. And that gives us enough 2 1/4. We'll have to make another order in next year's budget, but that will get us started on those first 4 engines for 2 1/4.
Exciting.
And you can reference PA 20.
Great, Karen. All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the fire hose in the amount of $11,664.
Just a question, what's the expected life of the hose itself?
Oh, I don't.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's the same hose we had when you were here, and it's the same hose we had when I started, which was 24 years ago, so.
I just think it's something important that people
Yeah.
longevity.
We use it until it 35 years of experience is 40 to 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't make things like they used to.
No.
So 15.
Whether
We would
this
hope
hose
that-
is gonna last 40 to 50 years, like the hose that was made
We
40
would
or
hope
50
the
years
quality
ago.
control is the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
All right, do I have a second on that motion?
Second it.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
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 So Lawhead is part of the Pine Avenue. It's getting into the D&D, so it's the engineering part of it. And then C Western was for PPE, I believe. Is that right? Yep. It's PPE. So anything over 50,000, you have to approve the warrant to do.
That totals for 192,000.
Yes.
I move we approve as posted.
I second that.
All right, motion passed. Transport waivers. Any questions on the transport waivers? Ryan, do you have any questions on the transport waivers?
Move to accept the waivers.
As presented, all right. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right, RLB ILA. Yeah, I waited last time, you didn't say anything. RLB, for discussion.
Chief, is this the one that you just sent me today?
Correct. We went over it. It was the one that we went over and made some changes at the first of the year, and then went over a draft from SNR at Phoenix retreat, and then we made one slight change. Well, not a change. We never had good language for how much to charge for water, and Chief O'Brien and I came up with a rate and a way to kind of figure that out, which is we think is fair and can actually reasonably be done. But yes, I just got it late this afternoon, back from Surfer side.
And we do now.
We've seen it we've been working on it for probably a year. So I'm comfortable with it, but if you guys need more time, it doesn't really change what we do. It just makes the billing easier. So whether you sign it now or in July won't change how we're functioning with Surfer.
Yeah.
Really, it just changes how we bill Surfer.
I do have a question. I did speak to the chair. It took 6 months to get just that little bit ironed out with the water and all that stuff.
No. Final one until March each. And then I was having some health issues, and I could have swore I sent it to Chief O'Brien, and I did not. He bumped me at the 1st of April, sent it to him, and then he got it to the board and signed. And then he had his health issue, and so today, and he got it to me today.
All right.
He forgot he had signed it. So couple little snafus on each of our sides since March.
All right. All right, any other?
So this is essentially the same one that we sent to them a couple of months ago, right?
Yes, it's exactly the same, except we at the water point, we had a blank spot because we had kind of come up with that. And so really the only thing that's changed is we put in that, let me look here. It's under the we put in the $75 per day for any hand line use and $150 per day if anything over any master stream, which we'll consider 750 gallons a minute or more, is used. And so it's just a flat rate. You know, we went through tracking the gallonage and all these other things, and the two training departments and the two chiefs couldn't come up with something that we thought would actually, I mean, there's a lot of things that we could put on paper, but we didn't think they would fair way. We pulled a bunch of $35 a day, felt like that was fair, but would protect us from you know, getting too much. We find on this, it's reasonable for both sides. But that's the only change. And it's really not a change, is we finally put something there.
Yeah, I don't think we should drag this out any further.
I'll make a motion that we sign the ILA for the RLB.
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right, comments, executive staff comments.
Yeah. From Greg and Jason's, we'll just start with them first.
No questions, but considering the public comment earlier about a to-go bag or something that,
Yeah, I'll make sure.
so
I
it's
mean,
an automatic
yeah.
thing.
That was a busy day for us. We had
Right.
a lot of events that I think we had 5 that day. So I will mention that to him, and I'll make sure that we have appropriate pub ed supplies out of the thing. We have a budget, but I don't know what we've decided to order or not, but yes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we just make it foolproof, so it just happens.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm sure it was an oversight.
Right,
Yeah.
you're right.
yeah, it was go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of stuff that day, so.
All right, any questions on that ops report, commissioners?
No, I'm good.
All right, on to whoever's next.
Thad, we'll jump it to you since you're here. Chief Prater.
More auxiliary. Any questions about what's there?
Nope.
I think the only significant thing that happened is one of our staff hires, passed on the position. And so we've replaced her with the next in line and then did some position swapping. So, but all that's in there.
Fire Marshal Hill has a freebie this month, but he'll be right into it next month. For me, the highlights are, I think we just continue to 694, going through a lot of things. We've set up some regular meetings. We've also just agreed to start the JATC program. We actually train our firefighters probably above the JATC. So what it's really allowing us to do is get more money from the state and cheaper tuition, because there's a requirement, then most of our new firefighters do go to college. And so we can get tuition at about a quarter of the cost per credit. So that's really what the program does for us, is it just brings some revenue in for the academy and other things that we do already. And then it does look good on the WSRB and other there. So that's a great thing to move forward. We've invoiced. I don't think we've got the checks for the city true ups after the property. So we've billed them just through the first quarter of 2024. Commissioner Mills and I extended the Chelan training, which was pretty good. Good group of speakers. Definitely, and we'll probably be talking to the board about some of those things over the next few months. And I'm sure Commissioner Mills would be willing to say more, but we'll see if he does. Also working with South County to do an ILA for CRP and community health workers. And Surfer's doing similar, so we're trying to figure out if it's gonna be a three-way one, a one-way one, and how we can make that work. So probably not till late summer, fall that you guys might see something. We just got some details to work out, but we have a pretty good agreement on what we want to accomplish, and then we'll figure that out, and then it'll roll out to the crews probably end of the year, beginning of next year.
You said that's for CRP and,
Community health worker, which is pretty much the same, not a social worker, not a paramedic, but yeah. They're, and we don't call them that, but we have had a CHW program for many years. It's a CHW is exactly what our chaplains do. The CRP is different, but those, and really that's what our chaplains do. The networking that they do for the community, and whether any kind of call is literally what a CHW does. So I just want to also make sure that we're not replacing or doing anything different. We have a CHW program already, so this would be supplanting that. And the chaplains, really we're probably way ahead of their program, that still ahead of many other programs like it. So I just want to make a shout out to that program, that it is one of a kind, unique, and a very valuable resource of ours. That's all I have.
all right, commissioner comments.
I would just like to extend a warm welcome to Shauna and to Chief Hill, and looking forward to having you on the team.
Thank you.
I second that.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a motion?
There's a motion up. Well, awesome. If you don't have any other commissioner comments, I will adjourn this meeting at 19:53. Ryan, you see how that's done? 53 minutes.
Wait,
1938.
38.
Oh,
yeah, you should have used your phone. See, you got tricked again.
same computer. It's linked up to this network.
See how that's done, right?
53.
See how that's done, right? Yeah, it's about 20 minutes. 38 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave now, I've got fish to clean.
Love that.